All right, hello. I'm gonna try and decode these two number plates, okay, license plates from Back to the Future, okay. Um, this is certainly an interesting decode if you're into Back to the Future. If you watch the channel all the time, this should make fairly good logical sense. If you don't, if this is new to you, if this is the first time you've watched one of my videos, there's going to be some stuff in here that will be maybe a little bit difficult to follow. Um, but just bear with it because the number jumps that we're going to do in here are pretty interesting. Anyway, without further ado, we'll just crack straight on with we're going to start on this one, the orange one, barcode one from number 2 and number 3, okay, and then we'll go back to the Future 1 and we'll look at this one again, okay, the out of time plate. So we're going to start with the orange one. Okay, I've got it in paint and I've boxed around some numbers here, okay. Now, the first thing to note, right, when I was looking at this to begin with, was the first thing that drew my attention was 113, okay. And so this is why I decided to box these into threes. You know, three numbers in three boxes, like a 33 again. But the reason why is because I saw this number here, and if you follow the channel, I've talked about this reference before. 313, what we're looking at in this chart, okay, so for new people, you'll need to get up to speed on this chart. You'll need to go watch this video here in my back catalogue. But in the meantime, let me just explain where I get 313 and a reference that's very important in here, okay. So you can use this thing like a times table chart, I believe. And 313, we've got this 3 here at the start of this row, okay, and then if we come over to the 11th column, so we've got a 311 reference, it's 254, the number we're getting, right? And the 254th day of the year is 9/11, and we all know how many 9/11 references are in Back to the Future. It's chock block. It's chock a block with chock block. It's chock a block with 9/11 references. Okay, so alarm bells are ringing for me when I see that 11 3 in this thing. Okay, so immediately I'm like, I'm going to stick those three numbers together. And seeing as I've got three numbers here, we have three numbers here, and we have three numbers here. Hopefully that makes logical sense to you. Okay, so the next problem is I got these three numbers, right? Now, because this number's so big here, I'm thinking these are day jump numbers, okay? All right, in the back of my mind, I already know what this one is, but I'm thinking these are day jumps, all right, because this one is so big. Because we can't have a 966th day of the year, okay? So what I'm looking at as well is this other thing that's popping out to me. There's 20 and there's 15 at the top of here. There's 215, okay? And the reason why that's popping out to me, if we go back to the table, I can show you where that 215 is right here. 521, I mean. Okay, it's right here. Okay, and again, it's a reference to, if we use it like the timetable chart again, to 13. It's in the 13th column, second row. Lucas numbers, by the way, this row is 521. Okay, that day I've used several times before as a point to start number jumps. So that is why that 2015 on the number plate is jumping out at me right now, because I already have used this number before in number jumps. Okay, the other interesting thing about this for new people as well, let me show you where it shows up. This thing shows up on the dartboard, okay? Okay, 521, right at the top of the dartboard, okay? And it's these same set of numbers are grouped together, okay, right here with the 12.5, okay, and down here with the 215, okay. That's telling us that that number is important. Why is that number important? Because this is a condensed version of Christmas. 1225. There's a 2 missing out of there. The duplicate, the double 2, has been reduced down to just 1 2. So we've got 125, Christmas. Okay, and then because we're in an upside down world, the matrix is all reversed. Okay, it's the opposite of what we should be doing. Okay, the opposite number is used to represent the matrix. So 521 represents the matrix. Okay, so obviously 5 being May ties in nicely with the idea of the matrix, and 521, the 21st of May. So that's our day that we're using for a number jump here. Okay, hopefully that's making logical sense to new people. Old people will already know that as soon as they saw that, they probably said Dan's going to jump from 521, okay, the 21st of May. Okay, so let's go in now and let's stick these number jumps in. Let's do the 136, the 113, and the 966 and see where it takes us. Okay, so I got the number jumper. Okay, let's do the 136 first. 136. Look where that takes us. October the 4th. Okay, so we have a cross-reference back to something in Back to the Future. The clock tower. The clock stops at 10:04. Okay, that reference is important with that clock stopping at 10:04. Okay, because the 10:04, at some point there, that is referencing when, how do I want to word this? There is going to be a point at which reality, the matrix, is going to stop. Let's leave it at that, right? Predicted in Back to the Future, there's a point at which the matrix is going to end, okay? And it's going to have something to do with 10:04, okay? Because what's happening when that clock tower gets struck by lightning, okay, that lightning is transferring from the clock tower, that power that is actually from God is coming down to the clock tower, and it's actually transferring from the clock tower back to Marty, okay? And in the process of that power, that spark, the divine intervention, or however you want to look at what that thing is, the divine spark, the power of creation, whatever that thing, however you want to describe it, but what is happening is it's coming from God, and it's hitting the clock tower, and it's passing on to Marty. Okay, he's essentially taking that power from the clock tower, and the clock tower is dying, and Marty is reborn. He's sent back to the future. Okay, so that day is super important, right? And maybe that is telling us something about when our matrix is going to reset. Okay, now let's do the next number. Okay, get ready to be blown away. Okay, bam. Look what we got. We have got September the 11th. Okay, the 113 takes us to September the 11th. Okay, we know how many references there are in Back to the Future to September the 11th. Okay, here's another one, right? And September the 11th is the point at which we lost, or what I want to say is the Matrix took over. Basically, that's the point at which the Matrix took over. Okay, and we need to get that thing back. Okay, we need to get that power from God back from the Matrix. Okay, from the clock tower. So this is important. This September the 11th. Okay, yes, we know how important that is. Let's do the last number jump. Okay, which was 966. Let's see where that takes us. Okay, 966. January the 11th. Okay. This number here let me tell you one thing first, right? This is obviously 111, the 3 bars, okay? 9/11 was all about the 3 bars. It's all about the 111, okay? There was 111 days left in the year to complete the cycle of the year. The 3 towers, the 111, okay, those were the things that were collapsed. So, I mean, there's a million different ways of talking about 111, the triple bar and the, you know, the Holy Trinity and all this stuff. Where I'm at on this now is hopefully most people that watch the channel already know this, and for people that don't, just know that this is another 9/11 reference, okay? And not, well, anyway, let's just leave it at that, right? Okay, so we've done that bit of craziness right there. Now, I want to show you, so when we were looking at this, right, I want to show you this in the Gematrinator now at a time, okay? So we can see what numbers we've got for, because what I'm trying to explain here is that the beginning is the end, right? Okay, that 0 that's at the beginning of the cycle is the one that we go back to, okay? Back to that 0, okay, to start the next round of fun. So we're going to look at the number plate that is on the DeLorean at the start of Back to the Future, okay? Because that's where we're going back to. We're going back to the beginning, okay? So let's look at, what did I want to look at? The Gematrinator, come on. Okay, I got it in here, and look what we've got coming up again. 1004 and 1004, 104, okay? The same as the 1004 that is on the clock tower, okay? This is essentially reduces, you know, it's basically just the number 14, all right? It's important, right? And we've got another number here, 112, okay? So what I want to do is I want to put in the 112, because let's go back to, hang on a minute, let's go back to, I'm going to get this stuff right, okay? So let's go back to here, and when we put in, let's start with the 104 first, okay? The 104, let's click it, okay? 2nd of September, okay? Not that interesting, other than a number that I've been looking at lately is the 1129, okay? The reason, just very quickly, sorry to bore all the people that are following along regular like, but the 1129 is right at the center of this table, and the point of what we've got going on with the 29 is it's a reference to these two numbers combined, okay? But combined where they don't lose their individual identity, okay? You know, the 2 is the sum of 11, the 9 is the sum of 18, and 11 and 18 combined are 29, okay? So this is important because this is the point at which we want to get back to. This is the center of the table, the balance point, okay? This is why 11 and 18 show up so much, you know, in films. It shows up an awful lot. If you start looking for it, you'll see it an awful lot, okay? But what also shows up a lot is the 9, 11 as well. This is the, you know, the reduction of 18, and this thing was wiped out, okay? This thing was lost, okay? So we're trying to get back to that, and this is a good reference to it, the 29. So we've got, again, we've got this September, we've got September, so a 92 or a 29, September the 2nd, okay? Is it a date that something's going to happen on? I don't know, maybe, maybe not, who knows? let's go the other way. We'll do a forward and reverse jump on these ones just to see what we got. 6th of February. Nothing majorly interesting, I don't think, on the 6th of February, apart from it's at 26. And this whole thing with this whole little mini cycle that I think we're in right now was marked with the 126, which was Kobe's crazy helicopter crash. Okay, so again, we're turning, I don't know what we're doing here, but we are, we've got a 6 change into a 9, a 69, again with the cycle of the yin and the yang, the 69 going around in circles. Alright, anyway, enough waffle. Let's do our other number jump. 112. Okay, let's see where that goes. September the 10th. Well, we knew it would because this is one day less than the 113. Okay, this is the day before 9/11, the eve. Okay, the eve is important. This day as well. Actually, it's too difficult to explain in this one, but this is referenced again in other places. But September the 10th, the day before, the eve. Let's look where it goes backwards to. Ah, January the 29th. Okay, interesting. Okay, because this is a day that I've been looking at. Okay, this is a day. This is probably my, this is the day that I'm looking at right now for something to happen at the Hoover Dam on or around this day. So that is super interesting as well. Okay, so we've done those number jumps. I wanted to show you something else interesting, which is if you were to go from September the 11th now, and we put in the 104, okay, and let's see where that takes us as well. Okay, 24th of December. Okay, so that's super interesting. I don't know, just out of interest, I don't know where that takes us. Let's see. Oh, 11th of June. If we put in the full clock, it's the 11th of June, the upside down 9/11, 6/11. Okay, but I'm looking at this 104, and again, this is Christmas Eve. This is the day before. This is the thing. There's a point that 10:04 is the point at which the lightning hits the clock tower stops, and Marty is reborn. It all happens in a flash, all right? Jumping jack flash. Oh, actually, I want to do a minus 104. Let's see where that takes us. Okay, 30th of May. 30th of May. With reference to Back to the Future, Clint Eastwood is born on May the 31st. I'm pretty sure that's his birthday. And again, so the 30th of May puts us the day before Clint Eastwood is born. Alright? This is the eve of Eastwood. Right? Again, the point at which the DeLorean gets broken, gets smashed up, gets destroyed, is again the point at which just after Marty has crossed Eastwood Ravine, okay, on the Golden Gate Bridge, where Clint Eastwood is from as well, San Francisco, right? So again, with that reference, I mean, the biggest reference for me with Clint Eastwood is The Man with No Name, the Dollars trilogy that link back to the dollar bill. So again, fairly significant. Fairly significant. What else we got going on? I don't think I was going to do I think this is not a need to be done. Oh, of course, this is going to take us just a day off from the 113. Okay, 1st of January goes back the other way. Okay, again to a 11 number. Okay, and also this is the start of a fresh cycle. Okay, so I think I'm going to leave it there. I don't think there was anything else I wanted to put in this, actually. I just wanted to keep it really short, really sweet and simple. And the simple fact of the matter is, when we were looking at, we'll just go back through it just one more time to clarify, okay, in case that went over some people's heads. But that important number that's in the middle there, okay, right, the September the 11th from this point, okay, we're going forwards, right? That's on our first number plate, right, that we looked at, this number plate, okay? When we look at the out of time number plate, the one that's at the beginning of Back to the Future, okay, and we go to the Gematrinator, we put it in the Gematrinator, we've got the 112 is in reverse, okay, reverse. So we need to do 112 is why I'm doing this in reverse. And when we go back to this, and we put minus 112, okay, we're at the 29th. So that is just super duper interesting, okay? And again, of course, when we do it the opposite way, okay, so what I'm saying, let me explain this, but so that's taken us back, I believe, to the day. If we do the opposite number, the one that's in the other plate, okay, that's going to take us back to the day before, the eve, okay, and then if we do 112 this way, okay, it's going to take us back to the eve on going the other way. I don't know if that makes sense, but basically, you know, these two numbers, the 112 and the 113, are taking us to an eve date and taking us to a day of date, okay? Just depends which way we go, and you know, whether we minus in or plus in from this day. So that's, I just think that's interesting, right? It just so happens that the 29th of January is the day that I was looking at the 29th of November for something to happen at the Hoover Dam. It didn't happen. So of course I've moved on to yet another number, but another number that cross-references back to 1129 perfectly. You know, realistically, it cross-references back almost perfectly because of January was once upon a time the 11th month. So I think I need to leave it there. I don't think there's anything else I want to put into this. I just wanted to keep just a nice little quick video on it. Okay. So if I have forgotten something, it'll be in the comments pinned. All right. Thanks for watching. Cheers. Bye. I knew I'd forget something, so this is a PS on the end of the video. But let me just show you this little number jump, because when we condense that, when we're using that number that's on the clock tower, the 1004 or the 104, or we could do this and just put a 0 on the end of 1, 4 and 0, 140 now. So put a 0 on the end of 14 and let's see where it takes us. Okay, that I've mentioned before in another video, but I just wanted to put it on the end of here as well, just because of the clock tower and that number that's on there. Basically, it's a 14 that's on that clock tower, and that is important because it references back to something that I've just found out about recently, the Sator Square. Okay, and that's a videos you can go and look at back catalogue again, but yes, super interesting again. Okay, that's it. Alright, bye.